Hello, hello. Welcome into the Sparkle Sanctuary. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca. Today's video is a WIP in chat. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these because I recently uploaded the mental health musings conversation with Rhonda from Dip in Time, and so I have a little bit to catch you up on. Before we get started, hope you're all doing well. I've been under the weather, but I will get into that some more. Really fast before I get started, I am working on After the Rain by Olha Darchuk. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it is this gorgeous fall image. Sorry if you can hear my tablet making noises at me. It's this gorgeous image. I actually have the painting turned upside down. I start at the top, but I work like this. So right now, I just finished this set of lanterns here. So like right here is this lantern here. So we're going to be working kind of in this little bit of area that's got some purple and brown from the trees in it. This is a round diamond painting. It's a 61 by 51. So far I'm enjoying working on it. The colors are fine. I'm not having any issues with drills. I am using the diamonds are being held in my Elizabeth Ward tray. I'm just using all of my normal things. This was I will link this pin below. I've used it in other WIP in chats. I don't have very many pins, but this one definitely goes with the color theme. I have a different color tack in my pin today because I took some of the Diamond Art Club putty that I received in one of the kits, and I added in a bunch of mica powder and some glitter because Emeralds and Fairy Lights did a video about making your putty a little bit stiffer to work with because the putty from Diamond Art Club was just really too gummy. So I am now trying that out in my multiplacer, finally giving it a whirl. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but I mean, I haven't really had a chance to work on it a whole lot. So yeah, this is the Diamond Art Club multi-placer. I use the same one all of the time. I have learned that this 12 placer really isn't conducive to the older paintings because of the gapping. So I usually only work in 5 or 6 at a time. Everything else is pretty much the same as my other videos that I've used. And except for my cover minders. So I have this, I had a green dragon cover minder, and this one is more like a gold and brown cover minder. I thought it would go really well with the fall theme. That is one that I made. And then I also made this cover minder. As you can see, there's Mario and then Pikachu. I used to have one of these game systems when I was younger, and it just made me feel a little nostalgic, and the coloring again goes along with the image, not necessarily the theme. So anyway, I will pick out a color and get started. I do have a tablet with me. Again, if it makes noise, I apologize. It was dying, and I just wrote down a couple of notes. The one thing I didn't write down on there was I had an opportunity to go shopping in a nearby town that I haven't been to in quite a while, and I went to a thrift store and found a new chair to sit at when I do diamond painting, and it was only $15, and my boyfriend ended up buying it for me, which was incredibly sweet. And it matches my living room furniture so well. I'm still not sure about how I feel about sitting in it. We learned that the seat had been put on incorrectly, and so like it was causing me to lean forward awkwardly, and I'm like, oh, this is why they decided to donate it to the thrift store. But now that it's been replaced properly, I like it more. I'm not sure how ergonomic, it's not quite as comfortable as my other chair, but it just looks so much nicer in my living room. My living room is full of the furniture is gray, but it almost has like a green underhue to it. And the chair I was using was red, and so I was putting blankets over it, and it just didn't feel pretty. And so this definitely gives it another vibe. Unfortunately, I don't have any place other than my living room to do diamond painting, so fortunately, I have kids. Thankfully, they're here. But yeah, I don't have another room, and so having it in the dining room, oh my goodness, you guys. Having it in my living room just makes me feel like it should match. It should look like a little bit more cohesive. It's already, a pretty big thing to have this giant drafting table in my living room, so I would at least like the furniture to look somewhat decent in here, right? You don't want people to come in and be like, what is happening in your house? But anyway, long story, just to say, I got a new chair. I'm mostly enjoying it. I'm just going to have to take a little bit of time and get used to sitting in it. I think now that we put the seat the right way, it's definitely a lot better. So I don't know. This is kind of, I've been sick, so I haven't really had time to kind of sit in it and learn to use it and see how it works. So yeah, we'll see how this goes today. Okay, so the last time I did a WIP and chat, gosh, it's been 2 weeks. Today is Monday, September 9th. I would have normally recorded this on Saturday, but I was definitely too ill for that, so I'm recording it today, and hopefully we'll get this put up today. So that will be much better. I am glad that I'm on the mend and feeling a little bit better and feeling well enough to be able to record videos again. So yeah, but so the last time I spoke to you, shortly after that, I think I said that I had a kid that was kind of assigned to me, and that week went really, really rough. The first day was really hard, and I just felt really bad for the kid. I felt the situation was difficult to navigate, and I was kind of put in a situation where I had to be around and work with somebody who I worked with previously, which made it awkward. But I, tried really hard to be professional, and they were professional, which was really nice. I was a little bit concerned that they might not be, and I'm glad that I just kind of went with it and decided, it'll be what it is. So, and then, let's see. I am saying so much, and I am so sorry. Hopefully it doesn't bother you, because I am struggling today, and my voice, my throat is still a little bit sore, and I just, yeah, it kind of is what it is, right? Sorry, I will hopefully be able to cut out any coughs that I do. It's a little bit crazy, but so that day was a struggle for sure. The second day was not quite as bad, but it was kind of cool because by the end of the week, the kiddo was in class and doing what they were supposed to be doing, and it was a much better situation and scenario. And okay, let me go back. To say that Monday was a rough day was an understatement. I didn't really get a lunch that day. I didn't get a single moment without a kiddo in my charge, whether it be that kiddo or other kiddos for lunch or whatever the situation for the staff duties that I had to do. I was not without a kiddo that day. And, sometimes when you're around kids that need extra support, having that 5 minutes to yourself is a big difference. And so, yeah, I just, not having it was really hard. And I left that day, like, I was struggling with the whole thing with work, which I'll give you guys a little bit of update about that. And then just all of the stress of everything was kind of getting to me. And so by Friday, when things were going so much better, I was incredibly grateful. Let's see. Otherwise, that was pretty much like all I can remember from that week. Not a whole lot. I did get some diamond painting finished, and I also have recorded an unboxing, which is kind of nice. I got a couple new diamond paintings. I'm hoping, I got a couple new diamond paintings from a D-Stash group, and I'm hoping that you all don't mind that I'm going to upload those. One of them is a diamond painting you cannot get anymore, but the other one is a diamond painting that you can get, and so I wanted to share that. And then I also made an additional purchase from Make Market, so I have that unboxing coming as well, just to show additional kits that you can purchase from there. So yeah. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, this last week, so the 30th was my daughter's birthday, and I woke up that day, like, she didn't want to, normally for my daughter's birthday, we spend the day shopping. She this year decided that she actually wanted to go to school on her birthday and then go shopping on Saturday instead. Thursday night, her boyfriend came down very, very sick and canceled plans that they had, which just made me feel awful. And then she had plans with her dad's side of the family on her birthday in the evening because it was his weekend with them. And he canceled on going to that dinner too. And she was just feeling some kind of way because she turned 18. Like, it's a big deal, you know? And so anyway, I went ahead and made plans with her. She went to school Friday like normal. And then I went ahead and made plans with her for Saturday. We were going to go do our girl day. What we do is I give her a certain amount of money for her birthday, and then we go to Kansas City, and then she just goes and spends her money however she wants to. We typically spend quite a bit of it at Barnes & Noble, but we go to whatever store she wants. Like, we went to Lush, and we went to Victoria's Secret, and we went to bookstores, and we just went shopping, you know, just spent the day shopping. But on Friday afternoon, I started noticing that my throat was feeling a little funny, but it didn't hurt. It was just like there was a lump in my throat. And I was like, well, I don't know what's going on there, but you know, I've had this stuff going on with my ear for a while. And so I kind of assumed it was a little bit related to that. Didn't think very much of it. And then Saturday I woke up and I was like, I don't feel the best. I couldn't put my finger on what wasn't feeling good, but I wasn't feeling 100% myself. And so I messaged my daughter and I said, hey, my throat feels a little off. I feel a little off, but I don't want to cancel because you've had other plans canceled on you this week. So, you know, if I'm coming down with something, I'm a bit concerned. I don't know what to do. And she was like, well, are you feeling sick? And I said, not exactly. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do feel like there's a lump in my throat. Not like hurt or anything, but just like maybe there was some excess phlegm back there. And she said, well, could this be related to your ear? And I said, it's possible. I don't know. Because I had stopped taking the medication, and I mean, you just never know, right? And she was like, well, I really don't want to cancel. I feel like all my plans have canceled on me this year. And I was like, don't worry, girl, I got you. So I went and I picked her up, and we drove to a city that's not terribly far from us, but far enough away that it's a drive. And I may have already said it earlier, but we went to this city that's not where we live. And, you know, we went to Kansas City. We went to Kansas City. It's a drive, but she loves going there, and it's fun for us, and it's just something that we do, you know. So anyway, I missed a couple of those twos. I'll have to go back and get them. But so we go and we hit up several different stores like TJ Maxx, and there's a used bookstore that she likes to go there. And then we went and tried, there was like this used Lego store that we went to, and we went and ate lunch. Lunch was a fiasco. We ended up just going to Raising Cane's because I had planned to Cheesecake Factory. I got lost. Don't ask me how I got lost. I honestly think this is because I wasn't feeling well. So anyway, as we're shopping and doing more stuff, I start feeling really run down, and I'm exhausted. And I think at this point I might be getting body aches, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And she's like, Mom, are you okay? And I'm like, it's her birthday weekend. I can't, like, this is my shopping trip with her. We do this every year. We have for the last 6 or 7 years. Like, this is super important to us. I was not going to be the Debbie Downer and ruin it. And I was like, I'm good. Just feeling a little run down, but it should be fine. What else are you wanting to do while we're here? So we finished up some of our stuff. And then at some point I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't feel well. I'm starting to have body aches. I'm probably running a fever. I need to go home. I shouldn't be out in the community. I shouldn't be around people. I started feeling bad. And like, I started feeling guilty, like I just it was not a thing. So she said she was pretty much done anyway. And the last of the stuff that she wanted to buy, we could purchase on Amazon. So I said, fine, let's do that. So we headed home, and I realized that like my hips were hurting. Everything was hurting so bad. And I was like, oh, this can't be good. And at one point we were in the car, and I got goosebumps. Now, I don't get cold. Okay. I need you to understand that. First and foremost, I don't get cold. and I got goosebumps. And I was like, ooh, if I got goosebumps because my daughter is not as weighty as I am, she gets freezing, you know? And so I was like, oh my gosh, sweetheart, why didn't you tell me it was cold in here? I'm so sorry, you're cold. And she was like, I'm not cold, Mom, I'm fine. And I was like, oh, that's not a good sign. So I get her back to our hometown, and I drop her off at her dad's house, and then I go into my house. Now, my house I keep at 70 degrees during the day and 68 degrees at night. So when I walked into my house, it was 70 degrees, and I went, oh my gosh, why is it so cold in here? And my boyfriend had made me dinner, and I didn't want to eat a single thing. Like I didn't even eat half of my Cane's chicken that we had when we were out. And normally I eat the full meal. Like I was like, oh man, I must be in a really bad way. But anyway, he gave me a blanket and a heating pad, and I laid down and I was shivering. And I was like, oh man, I was out amongst all those people. I was running a fever probably. I felt really bad. I don't know how many people I exposed. I feel so bad about it. But, you know, like I didn't know. Anyway. So it just is what it is. I can't fix it. I can't do anything about it. And I just hope that I didn't get anybody sick. Anyway, so, while we were at the mall, it was so sweet. My daughter was like, there's a phone on the ground. And I was like, what? She said, there's a phone on the ground. So we run over and we pick it up and we take it to this place. And the lady's like, I don't know what to do with this. So my daughter and I open the phone up and we start looking through the contacts, and we find one, and it's the husband of the lady who dropped her phone. And they had been looking for it. So the phone was completely unlocked. This kid was watching YouTube, and thankfully we found it, because if anybody else had found it, like, there's so much information that you can get from somebody's iPhone when it's unlocked like that. Like it was kind of scary to think about. But I was so glad that we were able to get that phone to that family, and there was no issues. So I thought that was really sweet of my daughter. She was really paying attention and looking out, and I thought that was great. But anyway, so go back to that Saturday. Like I end up falling asleep, and I wake up 2 hours later, and I finally am like, I have to take my temperature, and it was 102. Now I normally run 97.8, which means 102 is actually like 102.8 for me. So yeah, I run almost a full degree below normal. And so that was pretty big deal. So I was like, no wonder why I feel like crud. So I started taking medication, and my boyfriend tried to give me lots of water and tried to feed me. I didn't want to eat still. And then the next day, I didn't go to church. I ended up calling out. I was supposed to sing that day. I called and was like, guys, I can't do it. Somebody else is going to have to do this. So they said, don't worry, take care of yourself. And I still felt like crud that Saturday. And then Sunday, or Monday, there was a holiday. So I stayed home, and I ended up going to, I started noticing white spots on my throat. So I went to urgent care, because I was like, if this is strep, I need to know, because I need to get on medication. And they said, no, this was a virus. As long as you're not running a fever, you're not contagious, don't worry about it. Just, as long as your symptoms are improving and you're improving, then you'll be fine. You should be able to go to work tomorrow, because my fever had broken like Monday morning. And I was like, and they said, as long as you don't run a fever again in the next 24 hours, then you should be able to go to work. And I was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. I should have known that urgent care doesn't know what they're talking about, because I went ahead and went to work all week. And then Friday, and that week we had mostly good moments. That kiddo was doing better. The other kids were doing better. In fact, because I had been feeling like crud, people, there were days where I was doing a lot, but then there were other days where I wasn't doing a whole lot. So I reached out to the counseling department, and because last year we did a series, I called it Super Power Week. And so basically we talked to the kids about having the power to maintain self-control. The mantra actually that I came up with is you have the power to control your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And so last year I did an entire thing where I led the lesson for the counseling department and taught this to the kids, and we created a video and everything. And so they were asking about doing it again. So this last week I actually, because the curriculum that we were using before was called Zones of Regulation, and this year they've changed it over to Character Strong. And so I had to go in and update all of that we had from the Zones of Regulation to Character Strong. So I did that this week, and that was kind of nice, but I just kept feeling worse and worse. Is like I felt better in some ways, but I had this cough. Like my throat was getting better, but I wasn't sleeping. I hadn't slept. I have not slept laying down basically since I think probably either Sunday night or Monday night. I really don't remember. I don't remember. I think it probably was Sunday night. And I just had this horrific cough. And everything else was getting better, but the cough wasn't getting better. It wasn't getting worse until it did. And then Thursday night, the cough got worse. And so Friday, I called the doctor's office first thing, and they got me an appointment in the afternoon. And then I went and saw my doctor, and I was diagnosed with bronchitis. They did an x-ray to double check it wasn't pneumonia. It was not pneumonia. She didn't think it was pneumonia, but when I was coughing, she was like, I just can't tell for sure, and I want to be sure. So did an x-ray, was diagnosed with viral bronchitis, which means that there was no medication that they could give me, which also means that I was probably, again, contagious around people. And I, like the level of guilt I've been feeling all weekend for being around people last week and for being around people this week and everything like that, it has just been so rough. And I don't want anybody to feel bad for me, and I don't want anybody to be like, oh, it's fine, because it's not fine. And it's really frustrating to know that I had been told by a doctor on Monday that I wasn't contagious, but then to turn around on Friday and be told that I was. And by then I had been at work all week, it's too late to do anything about anything. So anyway, I went home after work, after that appointment on Friday. They sent over prescriptions for me. One was a steroid to open up my airways because I was getting super short of breath. They sent over an inhaler, which for some reason insurance decided they were not going to cover. And they just kept delaying the prescription and delaying the prescription and delaying the prescription until finally I was like, I could have used it more Friday. And then by the time I figured out yesterday afternoon that they were not going to actually fill it for me, I was like, you know what? I'm mostly breathing but fine. I do have moments where I get short of breath when I've been talking for a while, and then it just makes me go into a coughing fit, which I'm about to do. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So it just caused me to go into some coughing fits, and otherwise, though, I'm doing better. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do anything about it. It'll be fine. So I cancel the inhaler. She also prescribed a cough suppressant that's different than the over-the-counter stuff. I've been taking that over-the-counter cough suppressant for I don't even know how long, and it causes me to have heart flutters and my chest to hurt, and they told me to just keep taking the medicine even though that's all going on, which is fantastic. It doesn't sound like great advice, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I've got to get rid of the congestion, and it's impacted the ear stuff that I've been dealing with significantly. And so my ear's been hurting, and there's just so much congestion there, and I can't hear well. So anyway, yeah. So then Saturday, I'm to the point now where I'm coughing so hard I see stars and peeing my pants, unfortunately. Sorry, TMI. But I've had 5 kids. It just is what it is. Most of the time I have pretty good bladder control, but when I am coughing so hard that I can't control my bladder, that's really bad. So anyway, I picked up the 2 medications and started on them fairly quickly. And then Saturday, basically just kind of laid around. I got my kids to do their chores. We got some of the house cleaned up, disinfected some stuff because I'm trying to make sure that my family doesn't get this. And then Sunday I woke up and not only did I feel worse, not only did I still feel sick, but y'all, I woke up with pink eye. So I was like, son of a gun. I start looking online. Urgent care doesn't open until 11. Now, I know that you have to be on eye drops for 24 hours before you can go back to work or do anything once you've been diagnosed with pink eye. So I look online. Urgent care doesn't open until 11, which means I definitely won't get any medication early. There is an urgent care sort of near me that opens at 9 or that opens at 8, but they don't have a great reputation and I'd never been there before, but I decided I might go for that. And then my boyfriend was like, hey, do you have telehealth through your job? And I was like, wait a minute, I do. So I tried getting onto telehealth. It took me like 4 or 5 attempts to get through because I hadn't done it before and it kept saying that it was having trouble verifying my insurance and things like that. But I finally get through and the guy says, not only do I have pink eye, but because it's related to the viral bronchitis that I have viral pink eye, which means there's not a whole lot that they can do aside from help with some of the symptoms. So he prescribes me a med and tells me that if it's not better by Wednesday, that I'm supposed to go and see my doctor. So I tell him, thanks, can you send it to X Walgreens? And it's not the Walgreens I normally use, but it says online that they're open earlier, except little did I know, I read it wrong and it opens earlier to the next day, not that day. And so that actually they were closed that day. So I was like, oh, great. So I call the other Walgreens and I'm like, hey, I think I did this. And she looks it up and says, you probably did, but unless there's somebody physically there to pull up the prescription and send it over to us, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. You have to call the doctor's office back. Well, y'all, I did telehealth and I had a $30 copay Monday and then a $30 copay Friday and then another $30 copay Monday. So I was like, come on. So I finally go through, I get a notification that some paperwork that I had from my telehealth visit came through. And I look on there and it says if there's any issues with your prescription, please give this number a call. So I'm like, good. I don't have to pay again to talk to somebody. So I contact them and she's on the phone. I literally was on hold forever. And I finally just asked them to give me a call back. It took them an hour to call me back. So by the time I talked to them and they talked to Walgreens and then I waited for Walgreens to open, because I had to wait for Walgreens to open. Like there's all of this stuff that went through with all of it. So anyway, by the time it was all said and done, I didn't actually start taking those eye drops until 1 p.m. So I had to contact my boss and say, I just started on these eye drops. I'm not going to be able to come into work tomorrow because we leave at 4. There was no reason for me to go into work for 3 hours after, so that's why I'm home today. It has just been one thing after another with this cold or the sickness or whatever. I don't know. I'm wondering if I had influenza and that it turned into bronchitis. I'm also wondering if this is possibly all related to my ear somehow and with some of the stuff being loosened up in there, if maybe because I've had issues with this since I had COVID at the end of 2022. And I'm wondering if this is all maybe like COVID related. I don't know. Conspiracy theories. I don't know. So anyway, whatever I had, it was a viral thing. Whatever I had did not like my body. I really struggled with it. High fever, sore throat, bronchitis, then pink eye. It has been an ordeal. And then of course, once I was diagnosed with pink eye and he said it was viral, go back through my house and sanitize and make sure I'm cleaning my hands and trying to take care of everything. And the kids were great about trying to help out. So, yeah. Anyway, so I did, so not this last Friday, was it the 30th? Yeah. On the 30th, I did want to go back again. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm a little all over the place, and hopefully I just wanted to keep track of one item at a time. But on the 30th, I did go into my boss and say, I reached out to the grant coordinator about my job again. I heard back from her, and she said that they still have nothing on this grant, and that they were going to be meeting with officials the following week, but they were very hopeful that the grant would come through, but there were still no guarantees. And so I made an appointment with my boss on the 30th, and I talked to him briefly and just said, look, I love working here. I want to continue to work here. And as long as there is a position here for me available, I will work here. With that said, I need you to be aware that if you get a phone call about me applying for a job somewhere, it's because I literally feel like I have to. Because most people that work in school systems have, you know, specific licensure to work in school systems, and I do not. So I explained to him, like, there's no place for them to hire me on that I would make the kind of money that I need to make for, like, compared to what I do right now. And I just can't, my family and I could not afford to have me take, you know, a third of my pay essentially is what I would have had to take. And he understood, and I told him, I was like, if this job comes through, this doesn't have to be a conversation at all. I won't, take any jobs. I won't be applying for anything, but just, as it was. Anyway, my boss was super nice. He was like, I totally understand. This has to have been so incredibly stressful for you. I'm sorry that you've been going through this. I'm sorry that we haven't had answers. I didn't realize that it was this late in the game. I really truly thought that they had already had this situated. And I'm like, no, they didn't have it situated. In fact, when I spoke to them, they said that they only had money to pay me through September 30th. And so when you're talking about, August, like that's a really, when you're looking at August 30th, that's a month. I was like, I'm a month out from possibly not having a job. And how long do I have to wait to hear? I'm not going to sit idly by and wait. And I should have known, honestly, because I've been getting signs. I'm a faith person, and I've been getting signs that I need to be waiting, and I just wasn't patient enough. And maybe that's why I get sick. Anyway, I don't know. But I ended up falling so sick that I did not have the ability to apply for anything. I was just so overwhelmed with being sick and trying to rest that, none of that happened. Fortunately, because on Thursday, this would have been, let's see, today's the 9th, 8/7/6. On Thursday the 5th, I received an email that said, guess what? We heard word. We'll meet about this, but the grant was approved, and we'll be meeting to discuss what that looks like and what we need to be doing, but you have a job. So I was very, very grateful for that email on Thursday, and then sent it to my boss and was like, yay, I get to stay. So anyway, very great news. I ended up contacting a whole bunch of people. I was like trying hard because I share a room with people, and I was trying not to scream because I wanted to scream so badly. I was so excited, like, to have that kind of stress lifted off my shoulders, like, because I kind of alluded to some of that issue, but I don't typically talk to my kids about it, so they didn't really know what was going on. And I hate that because, like, when you're stressed, your demeanor changes, and whether you want it to or not, it just does. And so I don't know. I feel like I'm lifted. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm lifted. So anyway, the grant went through, and today I've been off work because of the pink eye. It does appear to be getting better. My eye is still red, but it's not as goopy, and I have another dose of it to take. Actually, I should probably have taken it before I started this WIP and chat, but whatever. I'll take it when I'm done. I will just take a couple more doses before bed, and then hopefully I'll wake up in the morning and my eyes will be clear. Because it wasn't just one eye, it was both eyes. Like, what the heck? And it made me like, I started like questioning myself. Was I not cleaning my hands often enough? Was I not taking care of things often enough? Like, what did I do wrong? But then I was reading online and it was like your upper respiratory is connected to your sinuses and everything. And so you don't actually have to have not cleaned your hands or done anything for pink eye to just develop. And, you know, I had this happen once before years ago. And so it like, and I had forgotten what happened, but it was enough for me to remember to not wear makeup this week. Isn't that funny? Like, I was like, I can't wear makeup. I don't know exactly why. I don't remember exactly why, but this is, you know, if it's viral, then whatever. And so I haven't been wearing any of my makeup. So thankfully I won't have to throw all of that out, because that would have made me so sad. But anyway, let's see what else. Oh yeah, this weekend I did also take the time to go through the myriad of emails that I have. Like, I don't know if any of you have older kids, but I have 3 girls living at home, and 2 of them are sophomores, so they have their own set of emails with orchestra and whatever. And then I have a senior, and oh my goodness, I'm not a person that can have a ton of emails in my inbox. And I at one point had something like 44 emails that I needed to read, and it was stressing me out. So this weekend I did take care of that. I cleared out my emails. That was nice. And I've just been kind of keeping on track. I did also speak with the with my daughter's school about getting her on a 504 plan for her migraines, and that's moving forward. So I'm kind of proud of myself for that. And then I spoke with my youngest 2 today and told them that they need to find the book and be studying for the exam, because I'm going to take them on their 16th birthday, which is the 30th of this month, to go get learner's permits. So that'll be fun. I took the 30th off because they like to do the same thing that I do with their older sister, except that, you know, it's the 2 of them and not just one-on-one, which is so unfortunate. I wish I could do one-on-one with them. I don't know how to do that. I just can't afford to take all that time off. And so I don't know what that looks like, but they do enjoy. The 3 of us go shopping. We spend the day together. We go to stores that they both like. So Alyssa will want to go to the Lego store, and Addison will want to go to Hot Topic, and they'll both want to go to the bookstore, and yeah, they'll both want to go clothes shopping too. So it'll be good. It'll be good. And hopefully by then I will be significantly better. I do have an appointment with an ENT on the 25th, and I was told that it's possible that they will want to put a hole in my eardrum to relieve some of the pressure and liquid that's in there. That doesn't sound terribly exciting to me, and I'm a little bit worried about it and how long it'll take to heal and how I'll be feeling. I do not want to drive to Kansas City not feeling well. I don't want to be sick in Kansas City again. Like, that was miserable, and I don't want to do it again. So gosh, I don't know. Yeah. But that's a whole other thing. It's a worry for another day that I don't need to worry about, right? My boyfriend was telling me that I should call y'all sparklers. And I was like, I think that's kind of odd. Like, you know, I've heard of people giving people names, calling them, you know, whatever, just some kind of fandom name. But I thought it was like, I don't know. I don't feel like I've grown enough on this channel to kind of give that kind of vibe off. But he was like, well, it's not like they're sparklers because they're your fans. They're sparklers because they're people who like the shine of diamond paintings. And it just is like a theme along with diamond paintings. And I was like, actually, that kind of makes sense. So I wanted to see what you guys think. It's not like you'd be like my sparklers. You'd just be sparklers in general, because you're sparkly people who just enjoy diamond painting. You know, my outro, I try to say something about a Sparkle.Sanctuary, because that's, you know, where I got the name of this this channel, because I wanted it to be something to do with the fact that, like, you know, for a lot of us, diamond painting is helpful to our mental health. And so yeah, it would just be, if I did something like that, it wouldn't be like nicknames for people who follow my channel. It would just be a nickname in general for the kind of people that enjoy diamond painting, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it would come off as the other way. So if you have thoughts about that, I'd really be interested in hearing it. I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to be lame. I know in Shay's live, she said people called themselves the Shaysters or something like that. And she was like, no, we're not doing that. That's so lame. I'm not going to do that to you guys. And I kind of get where she's coming from and kind of felt that way a little bit myself. That's a weird diamond. We're going to get rid of that and put a different one in. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. But again, like he said, it wouldn't necessarily be, you know, calling you guys my sparklers. It would just be like, hey, you're all a bunch of sparklers because you make sparkly, shiny, beautiful diamond paintings. I don't know. What do you think? Seems weird to me. But at the same time, I kind of see where he's coming from on it. And I kind of actually like the idea. But I could be very off base. And I don't like to be off base. And I definitely... Oh man, I dropped one. I do that every time, I think. I don't want to be weird, you know? I just don't want to be weird. And I respect Shay a lot. And so hearing her say it was weird made me question it even more. But okay, so let's see. What else? Oh, so on Friday night, my boyfriend had told the girls that we would go see the Beetlejuice movie. And then when I ended up discovering that I had bronchitis, we didn't go. And then we were talking about possibly going Sunday if I was feeling better. And then, of course, I woke up with pink eye. So that didn't happen. But he has been really pushing to go see the new Beetlejuice movie. And I have heard very mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. And I'm just wondering if, please no spoilers, but if you have seen it, do you recommend it? And if you haven't seen it, is it a movie that you're planning to watch? I'm a huge fan of the original Beetlejuice movie. It was, you know, it's very nostalgic for me. I am going to be 45 in a couple of months. And so, yeah, you know, that was a thing back in the day. And so I just am curious what people's thoughts are. If you did enjoy it, are you like me where you're like somewhere in between Gen Z and millennial? Are you Gen Z? Are you millennial? Are you even younger than that? And maybe, or why did I say Gen Z? Gen X. Are you between Gen X and Gen Z? Oh my gosh. Are you between Gen X and millennial like me? Or are you Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y? I don't know. I don't know all the people that are watching. I've seen some of my analytics, and yeah, I think that I have a decent mix of people, but yeah, I'm curious. Oh my goodness, I missed this whole section of peas over here, you guys. Oh boy. So have you seen it? And is there any other movies that you are looking at seeing that you've recently seen? Anything like that? Are you have music that you're into right now? I'm not into anything right now. It's so funny because I've been just kind of really like into like 2008 music, which is so weird, but like the Twilight soundtrack is just so good. Whether you like the movies or not, the soundtrack is just so good. And it's like a guilty pleasure for me. I don't love the Twilight movies. They're really, really not well made, and I am not a fan of Kristen Stewart. But I love the music, and so sometimes when I am feeling a certain way, I will just turn on Twilight just to listen to the music. And so I actually did that this weekend while I diamond painted because I was just feeling so cruddy and I didn't know what to do. And it just kind of let me escape for a little while. So that was nice. So, but anyway, are you listening to anything? Do you listen to like old stuff like that? Ever just something that you can put on in the background to just kind of drown out everything? Or, you know, is there anything new that you're doing? Yeah, let me know. Also, I've mentioned a couple times that I sing, and so I have been trying my So here, I don't know if I don't know that everybody knows, but have been trying, blah, blah. I'm really struggling with words, y'all. I'm so sorry. I have been trying my hand at recording ASMR videos. Some are fairly successful, some are not. And I've been trying different things. I know like the last few, my boyfriend has been editing for me. They're not getting quite as many. They're getting more thumbs down than some of my other videos. And so then I feel bad, but I don't know if it's just because of the day that I'm posting. You know, you never really know with the way things work here in the YouTube world. But I have been posting these ASMR type videos of the popping sound up close of the diamonds. And I tell you, when you get that mic up close, it can make a big difference on how loud they are. So, but yeah, there was one, so I decided to start uploading them to TikTok as well, just to see how they will do over there. Now, this was all my daughter Addison's idea. She just really seems to think that people like ASMR and they like the popping sounds. It's satisfying, whatever, and I get it. But I mean, it takes these videos, they seem, because they're a minute and under, you would think they're so easy, but they actually take quite a bit of time. Oh, I don't even know where I got this washi tape. I don't know what kind it is. I picked it up from the Crafter's Paradise Retreat. Somebody had used a portion of it and decided they didn't want the rest of it, and I thought it was adorable, so I picked it up. Anyway, in case anybody was curious about that, I have no idea where it's from. But anyway, back to the ASMR. So I've been just going over every video that I upload to YouTube. I also upload to TikTok for shorts, not for my longer content videos, but just for the shorts. Anyway, there's one that I uploaded fairly recently. It was like the last day of August, and I did go ahead and sing a little portion of Somewhere Over the Rainbow for that video. And I was so nervous because, like, you never know who's going to like your voice, and you never know what people are going to like, especially when it's a video like that where you're like just diamond painting up close and you've got your voice on there and whatever. But it did okay. It did just as well as my other videos, so I was really happy to see that. And I got several new subscribers. So now I'm trying to decide if I should just continue like taking one of my ASMR videos, and I leave kind of like the pop sound is just a little bit more quiet. It's more muted, but it's still there. And then I kind of sing over it, if that makes sense. So if you have thoughts on that, I would be curious. If you want to follow me on TikTok, or if you want to hear that video, I am on TikTok. Same name as I am here, Sparkle.Sanctuary. You know, go ahead and have a listen if you want. It's not the best recording I've ever done, but you know, I just had like my little phone, and I don't have like a recording studio or anything. It's just me in my house. Even the ASMR, just me in my house. So like sometimes I hear crazy background noises and whatever, and then I feel bad. I did try, y'all. I reserved a spot at the library on Sunday, and I was trying so hard to get a spot at the library where I could go in and record some of my video and be able to, like, at least the ASMRs, so there wouldn't be all that extra background noise, because sometimes the refrigerator's running, or sometimes the air conditioner is running, or somebody goes to the bathroom, or I don't know, there's trash guy coming down the street, or there's a kid screaming at the neighbor's house because they babysit over there. I mean, there's just a multitude of things that happen around my neighborhood. And so I did reserve a room Sunday, but I couldn't go anywhere. So I went ahead and did those at home. So again, they have background noise. Maybe next time. Maybe, because I record 4 at a time just because of the process that it takes to do them and edit them. I record 4 at a time. So I did record the next 4 sets, so that'll be the next 2 weeks. And then I think I'm going to try going to the library again in a couple weeks when I have a chance. So I don't know. We shall see. Looks like I missed a letter E there. But I hope that this is clear. I'm not sure if it is. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm a mess. I'm a happy mess. I'm good. But, I mean, everybody has a little mess in their life, right? So, but yeah, if you are interested in seeing or hearing me sing, you can head on over to TikTok if you have that. If not, that's okay too. I just appreciate that you're here. I mean, really so much appreciate that you're here. Yeah, I looked at my numbers recently and I think I was like on the cusp of hitting 150, which I'm just completely baffled by. Like, I know everybody always says that, but my goal on this channel was only 300. And so to be basically halfway there already, when I've only been doing this a couple months, I'm a bit floored. And I'm excited and nervous, and I don't even know. I don't even know. And I so enjoyed doing that mental health musing with Rhonda from Dip in Time, and just being able to kind of talk about mental health stuff and the impacts and the implications. And then Shay at her last live did a shout out saying she watched it and thought we had a great dynamic. Like, my boyfriend was like, honey, because he listens to me listening to the live. He heard her, shout it out. And I don't know, like, it was overwhelming and exciting and just made me feel really good. Like, I'm not here. Yes, I'm obviously pushing out content because I want to do good and I want people to see these videos. But more than anything, I just really wanted to be able to, if somebody says, hey, how do you do that? I can give them an exact place to go. And I have some ideas coming up. I found something online that I'm interested in sharing. And like I said, I have a couple of unboxings, and then I have a new tool that I want to try, try on camera. And then I've talked about possibly trying to make a resin trinket tray myself. I have everything I need, but I haven't bit the bullet yet, and I'm not sure why. But I think the idea is so cool that I would, like to be able to come on here and be like, hey, I've done some resin crafts, but I haven't done this before. Let's try this out together. You can see my mistakes and see my successes and hopefully learn something from it, and just kind of go through the process of, a newbie doing something like this. And then, I don't know. And then I also definitely have been working on gathering information. It's a slow process to gather information about AI and what's going on there. I've found a couple of images that I definitely want to kind of delve into about how I can tell that they are AI, and how you could too if you were interested in learning that, just so that, everybody can be an informed consumer. I think that's ultimately my goal. I am not trying to stop people from using AI. I am just trying to make sure that people are informed consumers, because unfortunately, the more research that I'm doing, the more I'm finding and seeing artists like upset over their art being stolen because they were not asked to have their artwork used. And I came up with an idea. My boyfriend was meddling around with an AI app on his phone and pulled up an image and just created it from a few words from AI, and it's so pretty. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead, and I went on to Temu and I ordered it. So it's gonna take me a little bit of time to put together that video, because I want to do a thorough job. I want to make sure that I have the most accurate information I can possibly have. And then I thought, if I can show you what it is, this image that I picked up. I mean, honestly, the app that he used was free for the AI, And the diamond painting that I picked up on Temu only cost me like $11. So, I mean, I'm curious to see the quality and how that comes in, and, you know, unbox that with you guys in that video. I'm just super excited to be able to share this idea and share my, you know, my knowledge and the information that I've been gathering. But the more I'm seeing people upset, artists upset, it's been very heartbreaking to see. And I will tell you that, like, artists that I know for sure have come out and said that they don't want their art put into these AI generators are definitely be putting into these AI generators, because some of these images, like, I mean, Josephine Wall has a pretty distinct art style, and I'm seeing more and more pieces of, I don't want to say art, I want to say images. I'm seeing more and more images being put out there as art and consumables that are done in her style. And I can't imagine being an artist and feeling that discouragement, because, like, what's the point of creating if somebody else is just going to create something faster and more efficiently than what you can do, even though it's, you know, it's not art. I think art, in order to be called art, should be something that is seen from an artist's perspective in creativity by hand. I mean, they're images, that AI is images, but I don't think that they should be considered art, just personally, you know. But anyway, sorry, I don't want to get off on a tangent, and I kind of did. Going back to what my original thought, it's going to take me a little bit longer to put together that video. Like I said, I just want to make sure that I am doing a thorough job and not messing this up, and making sure that my thoughts are clear and concise and understandable, so that you can learn to navigate this world a little bit more informed as consumers yourselves. You know what I mean? So, you know, some people will never have a problem. They will never see art as valuable as other people, right? And if you see no value in something somebody does, then you're never going to understand why people duplicating that and copying it is wrong. And so some people are just never going to see it as a problem, but I know there are plenty of people that do. And I know there are plenty of people that just want to be informed and make sure that they have a choice in what they buy. And so that's my ultimate goal, I think. And I will compile my video. Will probably have more thoughts and just share more information about AI and what it is and why some people are against it. I think I've given some information, but I feel like there's more out there that I wasn't even able to dive into. And so hopefully you don't mind that being part of the video as well. But yeah, I've been working on compiling some of that, and I'm excited to put it together. I'm excited for some of my other videos that I'm coming out with. I was sick when I recorded those unboxings. That was before I was diagnosed with pink eye. It may have been, but before I was diagnosed with bronchitis. I can't remember exactly, but it was rough. It was, you know, hopefully I don't sound horrible in those videos, and hopefully I did them concise enough, because, man, I hate unboxing videos when it's a little all over the place, but honestly, I'm almost always all over the place. I have squirrel moments all the time. But, yeah. So, anyway, I hope that you are doing, like I said, I hope you think you're doing well. I hope life is treating you kind and that you're staying well and not sick. And if you are sick, my thoughts, hopes, and prayers go out to you for fast and speedy healing and recovery. Being sick is no fun, especially when it's really bad. So yeah, just hoping all of you are doing well, and all of the good juju stuff, you know. So I'm going to, let's see, I just have a few more spots. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and finish this up because I know it's incredibly satisfying to see a square finished. So I'm not going to let you go right here just yet so that you can see this in, you know, this finished. Hopefully you enjoy that. But yeah, so I don't know. Don't forget all the questions that I asked. I don't even remember everything I asked. How do you feel about being called sparklers? How do you feel about the Beetlejuice movie? Are you going to see it? Have you seen it? I can't even think of what else I asked. How are you doing? How did your week go? Are you, like, it's Monday already and I have to go back to work tomorrow and I just feel like this whole week is off. But anyway, okay, so I'll put this away and turn off this light so you can see what that looks like. I'm so excited I finished a square with you. All right, there you go. So yeah, you can see the lights here, the lanterns, or the lamps. Oh goodness, the lamps here. And there's another one here. I'm excited to get to this section. But yeah, see all the purples and oranges? It goes really, really well together. I'm excited to see what this image looks completed. I'm working on this for the Drills and Chills event with Diamonds and Washi and Emeralds and Fairy Lights. This is an event that I've been with since the very beginning, so I may have missed the very first one, but I definitely was on the next one, and I've been joining this every year. It's my favorite event. I love fall. It's my favorite. I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like. I have other diamond paintings that fit this theme. I may be working on those too in the future. Depends on how quickly I can get this done. I have only done, let's see, one row. It's about, yeah, one row. I don't know. We'll see how fast I can get this done. I don't have a lot of time lately, and man, being sick really knocked me out of that, you know, loop for being able to get more done. So anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm gonna let you go. Just remember, wherever you go to take care of your mental health is a Sparkle Sanctuary. So take some time to take care of you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.